Good day, viewers. Welcome to Afris Concept TV, your number one reliable channel, where you get updated and enlightened on what is happening around you. I appreciate you for the time spent while watching and viewing our channel. So if you are new on this channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button as well as the bell button to get updated whenever I drop any video.
Viewers, Shariah's council dares Shakau to come out of Hideout and face the nation's security. The news in details. Following recent video clip released by the leader of Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shakau, Muslim scholars in the country under the auspices of Supreme Council for Shariah in Nigeria have dared him to come out of Hideout to face the nation's security apparatus if he is courageous enough. This was even as the ulama said the video clip exhibited by Shakau was an evidence that the federal government's fight against the insurgents has failed. Addressing a press conference on Monday, Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Shariah in Nigeria, Nafiu Baba Ahmad, reminded President Muhammadu Buhari of campaign promise he made in 2015 to end Boko Haram insurgency, asking him to match words with action. The Secretary General said, few days ago, Nigerians were rudely shocked by the release of a video clip by the leader of the Boko Haram, in which he confessed to the killing of a founding member of this council, Sheikh Jafar Mahmoud Adam, and issued threats to another member of the council who is also a serving minister. And release of the video clip itself is a sad indication of the evident failure of the strategies and efforts of the government in tackling the Boko Haram insurgency in particular, and the myriad of equally horrendous security threats bedeviling the country. The council observed that in the early years of this administration, the insurgency has de-escalated to the barest minimum, which was commendable, but of recent, due to obvious security lapses, the insurgents are gradually gaining ground, which is a sad development. The council viewed that threats expressed by Shakau are not only directed at the Honorable Minister specifically mentioned, but to the whole congregation of the ulama, to silence the voices of dawah and intimidate the ulama as a whole. This has added another dimension to the challenge of tackling the security threats posed by the senseless deviant group, which has defied resolution in spite of the oft-repeated assurances by the government to end the insurgency. The very latest in this dreadful and unfortunate calamity happened just yesterday in Gwanza, where the Boko Haram bombed a mosque, all in the name of Islam. Accordingly, the council has resolved that it is time to call off Shakau's bluff by challenging him to come out of hiding, accept Mukabala, intellectual challenge on their crooked Akida, religious ideology, with the rest of the ulama Muslim scholars. Shakau should be bold enough to face the security forces if he is truly the courageous leader of Boko Haram he claims to be. Shakau's gleeful confession to the brutal murder of late Sheikh Jafar Mahmoud Adam revealed his clear ignorance of teaching of Islam, which he claims to champion. In Islam, it is a meritorious act to die as a martyr, and there are perhaps only few examples, at least in recent history, that equal the martyrdom of Sheikh Jafar Mahmoud Adam, who was killed in cold blood, reciting the Shahada while leading the Fajr early morning prayers on a Friday. The council wishes to call on the President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Armed Forces to note the unequivocal confession by the Boko Haram leader on the gruesome murder of Sheikh Jafar Mahmoud Adam in 2007 is not only a threat to Muslim communities and their scholars, but is equally a threat to the entire nation for extending its threat to a minister and the president of Nigeria. President should recall his campaign promise, which he reiterated in his May 2015 inaugural address, to act decisively to crush the Boko Haram insurgents and restore order, and to please listen to the shrill cries of the victims and the loud appeals and pleas by Nigerians to radically restructure the leadership of the security agencies, examine alternative approaches and options in resolving the current security challenges, and recall the service chiefs to account. The council would also like to convey condolences to the governors and peoples of Borno, Yobe, Kaduna, and Katsina State on the most recent horrendous loss of lives and property from the Boko Haram insurgents and their related bandits at Ono, Gwazo, Beno, Gwari, Giwa, and Batsari. Thank you for listening to this news. Viewers, I must say this: we should stop deceiving ourselves. How many are the Boko Harams? How many are they? Are they up to half of Nigeria? Are they up to half of the Nigerian soldiers? It's our time we stop deceiving ourselves. The sponsors, the godfathers, the patrons of the Boko Haram are within us. They are in Nigerian government, and they are the top politicians that we have today. It's just that they have failed to unmask themselves. The Islamic leaders, yes, they have done well by daring Shakau. Unknown to them that daring Shakau is like daring the sponsors. As they are speaking, the sponsors are with them, are behind them, watching, listening, trying to know the next step to take. So they should have this behind them. They should have this in their thick skull, that as they are daring Shakau, they are daring their sponsors, because their sponsors is with them, is behind them, watching and listening. And while listening, is trying to map out the strategy to use. So the founders and the sponsors are within us. So we should stop deceiving ourselves. How many are the Boko Harams? How many are they? Are they up to half of the Nigerian soldiers? What stopped President Muhammadu Buhari from releasing more than half of the Nigerian soldiers and destroy the Boko Harams? Where are their hideouts? We know their hideouts. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. We know where they are. How big is Nigeria that they cannot search them out? So let's call a spade a spade. If Nigerians want to really destroy the Boko Haram once and for all, they will destroy them. I've said it and I'll keep saying it. That Boko Haram is an organization set up to extort money from Nigeria. How can they be asking for money that they know they didn't work for? They end up using kidnapping as a business. Kidnapping top and most important citizens in Nigeria just in order to extort. It's after Nigeria put will put an end to these heinous crimes, deceit. That is the reason why corruption keep increasing by the day. So please, I don't know what your comment is, what your comment is, or what your comment is going to be concerning this news. Don't forget to leave it behind. Click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.